Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Royal Plunger coming at you with the first of my series on optimal gaming strategy. Today we're going to start by discussing roulette, and I'm going to hopefully provide you with the optimal strategy, optimal betting strategy for increasing your odds as much as possible, for making a big score, a lot of money in a night out at the casino. Now, obviously, we all know, or at least anybody with half a brain knows, that roulette is a house edge game, and therefore the chances of beating roulette long term are along the same lines as growing wings on your back and flying around. In other words, it's absolutely impossible to win long term. Now, that being said, roulette is one of those few games in the casino where it's very possible to go on a significant run and to make a pretty big score, anywhere from a few tens of thousands to even millions of dollars in a night, depending on how much you're betting. My personal experience with roulette is such that I've probably created a handle or bet the equivalent, more money than most of you, if not all of you, will probably see in front of you in your lifetime. The amount of money that I've spent on roulette would probably be enough for most of you to offer to sell your wives or girlfriends or daughters into sex slavery. I mean, that's the kind of money we're talking about here. So I do have an idea of what I'm talking about, just in case you were wondering what basis I have to be providing advice on optimal betting strategy. Now, as I said, in the long term, everyone loses at roulette, but in the short run, there are things that you could do to maximize your odds. Now, one thing you should do initially is never ever play the suckers roulette game, which is found on the carnival floor, otherwise known as the main gaming floor of a casino. That roulette has double zero, which means that the odds of winning are 1 in 38, whereas the payout is 35 to 1. Therefore, do the math, the house advantage has to be 3 in 38. Now, if you go to the VIP room, which contains pretty much the only roulette game worth playing, single zero roulette, European roulette, where there's 1 0, they pay you out 35 to 1, but the house advantage is literally cut in half. So it goes from 3 out of 38 to 2 out of 37. So it's definitely a significantly lower house edge, and it's the only game where you really have the best chance of making money. Now, a lot of people will tell me, well, yeah, I can't. What if I can't afford to go to the VIP room and play the minimum $100 a spin on roulette? Well, to that I would say, if you can't afford to spend $100 a spin on roulette, then you shouldn't be gambling in the first place. You should get back to work and make some money, because obviously you don't have enough to be playing. And if you were to lose it, you might find yourself sucking cock in a glory hole, some back alley somewhere, trying to earn the rent money. So my advice to you would be get to work and build yourself a bit of a bankroll, and then go to the VIP room and try to see if you could, make some real money or lose some real money, which will most likely be the case. Now, getting back to the optimal betting strategy that I employ when I play is, first of all, I never bet the outside. The outside is retarded. It's stupid, because what the outside assumes is that you're going to win slowly over the long run. Quite the opposite. You're going to actually lose slowly over the long run in roulette. The only time you can win is if you hit big in the short run. So what you want to do is play the inside numbers. Now, the best possible payout in roulette is betting a single number and hitting a single number. That's very unlikely, although it does happen. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you could be a beginner, put your chip on a lucky number and hit it right away. That happens more than people would think. But the best way to play the inside numbers, at least what I do something called pyramiding. Now, pyramiding means that you put a chip on the number that you want, the number that you want to see hit, and you also put your chips around the edges and around the corners of that number. What that allows you to do is to hedge yourself in case it hits around the number, and also to maximize your payout when it does, or if it hits the number that you've selected. So in a sense, you're not taking away from the upside, but you're also, giving yourself a bit of a hedge which still pays out fairly well in case you don't hit but you get close. Now, the way it works, at least in my case, let me give you an example. What I do when I'm pyramiding is I take a quarter chips, $25, put it on my number, and then I put $25 chips all around. So my number is 24, which is not a number that's in the center of the betting field, which means that you can't take all the edges. Like you can't take 4 edges around and then 4 corners. You could take 3 edges and 3 corners. So you miss about 3 other bets. So if you hit the 24 bang on, you won't get as high a payout. But of course, you're also risking less money. The number that you pick, honestly, has nothing. Really, it depends on your personal preference. For some reason, I like 24. I just have this idea in my head, which is total nonsense, that it somehow hits more than other numbers. But it's just one of the many superstitions and idiosyncrasies of gamblers, of gamblers like myself. So basically, if it hits the edge, so let's just say it hits a 23, a 27, a 21, you get paid 17 to 1. So it's not bad. So that allows you to build up a bit of a bankroll. So let's just say you hit your edge. You hit a corner, you get 8 to 1, which is not bad. So on a $25 bet, you get $200 off that. Off of an edge, you get 17 to 1, 17 to 25. So you get, let me just do the math in my head, 175 plus 250. So you get 425 on that. And of course, the beautiful thing about a pyramid is that if you hit the one in the center, if you hit your center number, you get paid out very well. You get paid out, 35 to 1. So you get paid out $875 on the $25 you have on the number. So let's say on the 24. Plus you get 17 to 1 times 3 plus 8 to 1 times 3. So it's a pretty big payout. Now, obviously in an optimal situation, you'd hit your number on the first spin. But maybe you won't. Maybe you'll lose. And then maybe you'll hit like the edge or the corner. What I like to do is I like to build my pyramid. So the term pyramid, it really, it's a literal meaning because you build your pyramid. So I'll take some of the cash that I've won from hitting my edge, and then I add to my center bet, and I turn my $25 bet on the 24. I make that a $75 or $100 bet, and eventually, if things go well, and I hit my number with a $100 bet on there, I could pull in over 10 grand in a spin. And then if you go on a hot run from there, you never know. You may miss a few, but if you're hot, you could grab like 30, 40, or 50 grand in a night. And that's what you want to do with roulette, because the only thing you're hoping for as a player is to get lucky very quickly in the short run and then take the money and leave. And most of you can't do that. Most of you won't do that. But if you do, you'll probably end up coming back the next weekend and losing. But if it's an occasional, once-in-a-while thing, you're looking to splurge some money, and you happen to get lucky, you could come out of there ahead for sure if you're lucky. So don't play the red, the black, the even odd nonsense. It's stupid because you're only winning 2 to 1 on your money. You're also going to be, if you want to make a big score, so let's just say you want to make 50 grand, you're going to have to bet 50 grand. Whereas on betting a number, you're betting a much smaller amount and hoping to get lucky. So your risk that you're laying out there is much smaller than you would be on an outside bet. And again, as I said, you can win 5 outside bets in a row, but you're only getting 2 to 1 5 times, right? So it definitely makes a lot more sense to play the inside numbers and do the pyramid strategy. Another thing I like to do is beyond just the pyramid. I find I've experienced a lot of frustration when it came to the ball would bounce into my number, and then it would bounce to the side and kind of get really close. Like, oh my god, I won, and then all of a sudden it would disappoint. The way to avoid that, just what you want to do is bet the numbers adjacent to your number as well, just to kind of give yourself a hedge. Put a quarter chip straight up on the number, and you never know. You may avoid a lot of heartache through doing that.